Hey guys, welcome to GleanQuote. Today, I want to show you the fastest way to get started using the system. So let's go ahead and close the Help Center that pops up when you first log in. You can always get back there by clicking the upper right-hand cog and loading Help Center. But the fastest way to show you how the system works is to just jump right into a proposal. The first thing we need to do that is we need a template. So go ahead and click on Proposals and then Proposal Templates. You'll notice there's a couple different folders in here. One is My Proposal Templates, and the other is a template library that we provide for you. Let's go ahead and click on the QuickStart template in the template library and click Duplicate. That automatically adds a copy of it to your proposal templates, so now that's ready to be used. While we're in here, let's also copy one of the quote samples. You can hover over any one of them just to see if it meets the needs for your business and your customers. I'm going to go ahead and select the one that says service estimate just because it reviews products and services and a couple of different options that make GleanQuote very flexible. So I'm going to go ahead and click that one and duplicate, and now it's also added to my proposal templates. Now these are ready to use. The next thing we need is a customer to send this proposal to. Let's go ahead and click on the Account tab, and that loads up a database where you can store accounts, contacts, and opportunities. We have a sample one in there, so let's go ahead and click on that one, GleanView Sample. And this loads the account overview. Now this is a great place to store all of your customers' information. The reason you want to do that in here is so that you don't have to retype it on each proposal. These can be used as variables in any text box. In order to really test this, let's go ahead and click on Contacts and add ourselves as a new contact. Click the orange New Contact button. Now I'm going to add my information here. And you go ahead and add your own contact information. That way, when we send the first proposal, we'll get to see what it looks like as our customer would see it. So now we're ready to start a new proposal. On the Proposals menu, click the orange button that says New Proposal. Click Account, and let's go ahead and link to that sample account we had set up in the system. This will also bring in all the contacts, including the one we added. The next thing you want to do is choose a template. So let's go ahead and choose the QuickStart template that we copied before, and simply name the proposal and click Create. So now your proposal is loaded in the editor. Today we're just going to focus on the quote table, but I do want to walk you through what you're seeing in the editor real quick. On the left-hand side is the viewer, and the right-hand side is the editor. So if you hover over any element on the left, there's a little menu that pops up. One, the little disk save button, you can save any element as a template for use later, or combine it with multiple and it will save them all together. You can delete an element, duplicate an element if you wanted the same element somewhere else on the proposal, as well as edit the settings or content of that element. For example, I'm on a text box, I want to edit the text in here, or use variables which do pull in from the accounts and contacts we talked about earlier, or change the settings. I can get to that from there. So let's go ahead and scroll down to page 2. You can also use the little jump to section at the top if you have a lot of pages in your proposal to jump between sections or even reorganize them. So we're clicking on the quote table overview. Before we copied one of the quote tables into the template library, so let's go ahead and add that in here now. Just by clicking the plus button at the bottom, adding a template, and I'm going to go ahead and click the one that I copied. If you copied a different one, let's load that now. And this is the one that we'll work with today. So now that we have the quote page loaded, I just wanted to point out a couple of things. You can use variables in any text block that pulls directly from GleanQuote's database, or if you're tied directly to a CRM. That way your user doesn't have to retype that information, and you can even lock the element for editing and make it even easier for your user. Next is the quote block. You'll notice that there's a couple of different sections on here. We have one for service and one for materials, and basically that just splits the quote block in the middle and allows a little bit easier read for your customer. Let's go ahead and click on the quote block and load it in the quote editor. So inside the quote table, you can add products or sections. Go ahead and click the plus button and let's add a product. Start typing in the box and you can either add from the quick list, create a new product if it's not already in the database, and even save it for future proposals. But let's go ahead and click the advanced search button, and that allows you to look through the entire product database that's stored inside of GleanQuote. Now, these products can be imported from a CSV file and can be either managed as simple or complex products. We go over all that in the product article. For now, let's go ahead and add another product one and click the checkbox to commit it to the proposal. From here, you'll notice that I have discounts turned on, so I'm going to go ahead and give a 10% discount here and maybe a $5 discount on this one. And you can change quantities. One of the things to point out on here, you'll see a little red asterisk. This means there's options on this product that need to be filled out in order to send it to the customer. And this top one actually changes the price of the product. The bottom one is just for information. Now that I've got that ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and click done, and you'll see that it's now changed the proposal for the customer. Now I've got the quote table set up exactly how I want it for the customer, but I did want to point out that you can change the look and feel of each quote table either by starting from a different template that we provide for you, or going back into the quote table, into settings, and you have complete control over the look and feel of the quote itself, different colors, fonts, and sizes, as well as turn on different fields. Let's turn on tax and shipping here. Make shipping a percentage. Let's say it's 12%. Make sure my tax rate is correct. You can even add additional subtotal fields here. Click done. And now I've got the quote exactly how I want it for the customer. The next thing I need to do is just send it off for signature. So go ahead and click the signature field at the bottom of the document. If yours does not have a signature field, you can easily grab it from the right side and drag it over. Inside that field, you'll notice there's two spots for signature. The top one is if you wanted to countersign it from someone at your company. I'm going to leave that turned off. And the bottom is which contact in the customer do you want to sign it. Let's go ahead and check the contact that we added earlier. That way we get a copy of it. And click done. From there, the only other thing to do before you send it to the customer is to preview it. We do have two preview options. One is a PDF preview and one is a digital preview. Let's go ahead and load the digital preview now. Here you can check it either on desktop all the way down to mobile and just make sure everything looks how you want it to. Looks good. Let's go ahead and send it to the customer. Click send. From here you can add an optional message in the email to the customer. You can CC someone else. Now they will get a read-only version of the proposal. You can also toggle on reminders and set an expiration date for the proposal. Let's make the reminders every 10 days and expire after 60. Now, it'll send a reminder to the user as well as the recipient. Let's go ahead and preview the email. One thing to point out here is in company settings, you can actually add your own logo and you can change the email template to customize this to look a little bit more like it came from you rather than from GleanQuote. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and close that and send the proposal. Now the recipient will receive an email that looks just like this. All they need to do is click the orange button to open the proposal, and it takes them directly into the reader. The reader looks very familiar to you now. It looks just like the preview digital that we looked at before. They can scroll through, click to sign, or they can just click the orange button on the bottom left. Takes them directly to where they need to sign. Let's go ahead and sign it. And accept. Now, if they did want to print, they can print from here or download a PDF for their records. And as soon as the document's completed, all parties involved get an email with a copy of the signed document, as well as back in GleanQuote itself, you'll notice that the tracking shows when the proposal was created, when it was sent, when it was viewed, as well as when it was signed off and completed on. You can also go to an overview page and get a PDF of the actual signed document itself. So now you can see how quick and easy it is to quote anything and get it in front of your customer for approval. The next step would be to go back to our Help Center and check out the knowledge base. If you have any additional questions, there's a bunch of different articles as well as a setup checklist. Make sure you check this out. It does go through a lot of other steps that you need to customize the system, including integrations with other CRMs and setting up custom templates. Enjoy using GleanQuote, guys. Have a great day.